What is up, everyone? Cold Fusion here, and today I'm going to be watching two trailers in particular that just aired on the PlayStation State of Play, which I didn't watch because I was assuming they weren't going to show anything, as per usual, because every time I watch these things and record them, and record the session, they don't show anything of interest, but there are two things they're showing off. DLC for the RE4 Remake, and another trailer for FF7 Rebirth. The fact that they showed both of these just in this state of play is nuts. We're gonna watch them. We're gonna see what they're gonna give us. It's kind of crazy because so for starters, we knew that they were gonna give us a DLC for the RE4 Remake. We knew they were gonna give us a DLC at some point, likely separate ways. There might be some other stuff in here, but Separate Ways is confirmed, so we're going to see what that has. And for FF7 Rebirth, that's actually a release date trailer, so I'm very interested to see what that is. And I'm pretty sure I've been spoiled on this, but I think a certain vampiric buddy makes an appearance, and I don't know if it's just a teaser or if we're actually going to see a decent amount of Vincent. We might see more. That one's going to be interesting. So it does bum me that I didn't catch any reactions to those live, because that would have been great, but I will watch the trailers. So this video is going to be different. It's going to be a bumper vid. You're going to see my reactions to both, and discussions on both. Without further ado, let's see what this has in store, shall we? So the VR thing doesn't interest me, really, because that's only on VR2 and PSVR2.
No fucking way.
And I don't have a VR headset, so I wouldn't use it. Oh my, you can dual wield? Oh, that's sick.
Think you can swallow me whole, huh?
I mean, that looks really cool. Winter. Vague enough. Alright, the DLC. Elsewhere, another mission is underway.
This is Gondor 1. President's daughter, Baby Eagle. It's likely she's in this village.
I'm seeing increased movement from Los Eliminados. Don't get careless.
Copy. Ada out.
What terrible actions will be done in its name, and who will pay its dark cost?
Find Lewis. Fetch me the amber.
Have you changed, Ada? Or are you just trying to use me again?
Because in this
She was
world,
watching that.
someone always pays.
There's someone who needs my help.
Best not to ask who or why.
Some new locations in there, potentially.
It's what I researched for all
Okay.
these years, Ada. And I see the symptoms already showing in your eyes.
Okay, and yep, they're coming to the mercenaries as I expected in a free update. You don't even have to pay for them. In September. Okay. This month. September 21st. Very interesting. I'll be back in a sec. Right, so one of the things that the original Separate Ways did, which was not annoying, so to speak, but it was, you could tell how video gamey it was in the fact that you were just backtracking through all the previous areas that Leon did. Mostly, there was some new pieces of content, but it was also annoying how you, like, for instance, you fought Krauser again after Leon supposedly killed him in the original, which was frustrating as hell. It was always weird, and that was Leon's fight and Leon's kill, and it was really weird to have that intersect with Ada at all, and for her to truly kill him off. Seeing as Ada has, like, she has no contact with Krauser in the remake, obviously we haven't seen U3 in here, not that I'm aware of, but I presume she's gonna be going after, she's gonna fight that thing at some point, right? So, yeah, like, the thing that is annoying, though, is that there are certain parts in that game where it's like Ada's interacting with like the main cast, but she's really close to them seeing her. Like in the opening village area, that like Ada is going around shooting Ganados, but like Leon's not far away, and presumably he would hear other gunshots. So that's always been very silly. Like, the idea that she's not being that covert. Then there's the part where Louise leaves the cabin and then immediately sees her outside. And, you know, they talk about the sample and that. But Leon was just there in the cabin and he doesn't happen to leave and see her at all. It was always weird, and I hope they reframe these scenes better. I noted on that scene where she was stood above the grate when Leon saves Ashley. As soon as he gets to the island, you know, like he cuts her bonds and gives her the shot, and she's just stood above them watching them there, and then Leon calls her a bit after that, so I guess she was above them the entire time. I'm gonna be a bit scrutinous on that, so we'll see how they handle that, but there's some new areas from the looks of things. The grappling hook returns and will probably add a level of verticality to the level design. You fight enemies you'd expect to, like the El Gigantes, the Regenerators, stuff like that. They didn't imply what bosses you would face, but they did suggest that at the end that she potentially has a virus in her too. And that she's working with Louise to get rid of that. So I'm very curious what that is, because that's not in the original. That's not a catch to the original story or her character. So I'm very interested to see what they do with that. But anyway, this is cool. They don't show too much other than what you'd expect. No major reveals or anything like that. And also, September 21st is when the DLC drops. Oh boy. That's in a couple weeks. Not even a couple weeks, what am I talking about? It's it's just turned 15th. That's so close. That's just over a week. Okay. Well, yeah. That's annoying because I'm in middle of uploading my Spider-Man playthroughs, so this is going to get in the way of that, and then obviously when I'm doing this, I'm going to be uploading, by the time we get all of those uploaded, we're going to have Spider-Man 2 coming out, so that's going to push my FF7 Remake critique back a bit, and also, Mercenaries, which is a free update coming on the same date. I figured they'd be paid releases, which I wouldn't mind if they were part of the Separate Ways DLC, but it's cool that they are free. That is probably the right call, probably. It should be the right call. And I don't think it said whether or not Separate Ways, I figure it's paid. I figured that the DLC is paid, is a paid product, but I don't think it suggests it. Either way, this is awesome. It's super close, so I'll see you September 21st when we play through this game again, I guess, because it's right around the corner. Anyway, speaking of right around the corner, let's see whether or not the FF7 Rebirth is right around the corner with the release date trailer. Alright, so here we are with this trailer. I swear, like, with the fact that RE4 Remake, the DLC and that is coming out in like just over a week's time, pretty much. It's about just a week's time, actually. I'm getting my dates all wrong. I am kind of working overtime right now on top of all the other things I'm gonna do in life. So, but y'all are gonna get the content. That's all I'm saying. But we're gonna check this DLC out. DLC? I'm all over the place. Right. We're gonna check this trailer out. We're probably gonna have to go through this slowly afterwards. Let's see what they've got.
The world's ending. At least, that's what everyone's saying.
Yeah.
The sky. I don't like it.
Junon.
Ready to fire, sir.
Welcome to the New World Order. Fire!
Oh, the
Just
Martin
close
band.
your eyes and listen. Tell me you can't hear that.
Cosmo
The
Canyon.
rallying cry.
Planet runs out of energy. It and everything on it dies.
We can overcome our fate.
Am I the same as these monsters?
Nibelheim.
Am I even human?
Okay, we're looking for Sephiroth. Think you can find him?
Oh, Sephiroth.
Catchy.
You see. So you heeded the call too, did you?
What are you talking about?
As
Oh
you
my
can
god, the
see,
buggy.
Your brothers down
Black
there
chocobos
are
climbing
having a little
mountains.
Get together.
What is this? They've got different
Our best
outfits.
chance of finding Sephiroth.
Yeah. I ask because I suspect there's soldiers suffering from cellular degradation.
Do not be deceived. You know the truth. Trust in me.
Sephiroth!
The Zolom. Hidgar Zolom. That thing from Junon. Oh my god, man.
On me.
Can you play him? Oh my, look at this! Alexander! Do something! Pajata? Dude, oh my god. Odin! Odin! Gold Saucer, oh my god, man. What is this trailer? Is Andrea the Gold Saucer? Look at this! Look at it! The Gold Saucer minigames!
Excuse me. Could you look after my friend? Just for a bit.
I do want to see stuff like that from Zack's timeline. Hello?
A weapon?
Tutelary creatures, set only to appear when the planet is in grave danger. Who dares disturb my slumber? It's upon us.
And the entire party's
the
there.
reunion. When worlds merge. I'm waiting, Cloud.
Fuck me! The trailer is insane, they showed so much. February 29th, that's a good date. Twin Pack pre-order stuff, what does that mean? Oh.
PlayStation.
Integrate, okay. Oh my goodness. Give me a second, guys. Like, I don't think you understand, like, just how much stuff is in there to unpack. And everything I'm seeing... Like, one of the things there that I did want to see is, like, how when, presumably, in an alternate timeline, Zack reaches Sector 5 with Cloud, right? And obviously he's going to get him to medical attention as soon as possible. It's presumably, he's probably going to go to the Leaf House alongside Biggs and Jesse, who are also recovering at this time period, presumably. And then obviously, Zack then, like in Intergrade, looks for Aerith at the church, finds that she's not there. I don't know if he'll presumably learn of her passing in that timeline alongside the rest of those party members. And I think we hear Elmira's voice at the beginning, so he probably goes to visit her. And then obviously Zack, Cloud, and then maybe some of the remnants of the Avalanche group are probably going to have their own storyline. So presuming they don't do anything weird, I do really want to see that. Because I'm sorry, hot take, I'm not the biggest fan of Zack, and I might explain why one day. But, you know, I talk about it a bit in the critique. But this might be the chance for them to make him a compelling character in my eyes by not having him just be like a set-up character for Cloud, actually giving him a lot more agency in his own storyline without having to connect him to Sephiroth, Cloud, and Aerith, and all those characters. I think he would work better in his own narrative. Obviously, he has to have a connection with Cloud and Aerith to some degree, right? But don't focus too much on that. We want to see, like, what else they can do with the storytelling. But that's a story for another time. And I know it's a hot take, but we're going to go through this in a second, so one moment. Alright, let's take a look at this, shall we? Yeah, I'm going to turn that down a bit.
The world's ending. At least,
that's
what
Elmira,
everyone's saying.
yeah.
The sky.
The world will be saved, but will you? God, not even going to try and dig into these vague statements.
I don't like it.
So,
Ready to fire, sir. Welcome to the New World Order.
yeah.
Fire!
So June, like, yeah. Oh my god, it looks more bustling already. Dude, Junon looks insane. Like, look at the details and all the environmental pieces. Look at, like, the different regiments of Shinra, like, troops. It's not just the same outfit. There's a lot of different, like, divisions. And Cloud's obviously wearing the outfit. I won't lie. The sword is a dead giveaway, my guy. That's a dead giveaway that you're not just some jobber, which kind of goes against the whole disguise part. Not sure how I'm feeling about that. But, yeah. So this is the marching band. Is this going to be annoying as fucking the original? I guess we're going to see. It says L2 to change formation down here. And there's a commands menu too. I don't know if that's just... that has nothing to do with this. It presumably does have to do with this minigame. But this is all looking faithful so far.
Just close your eyes.
Oh, what is... Is that Gongaga? Hold on.
Listen. Just
That's Gongaga. Yeah, that's Gongaga. Because that is the blown up reactor. Even the chassis, like the shell of the reactor, has that same damaged warping of the metals around it, like in the original game. So this is the Gongaga reactor, certainly. And I'll get to it. There's a shot later on which kind of alludes to my prediction that this game, because it's on 2 discs, it's going to go really far through the story. Remember, there's only 3 parts, and part 1 ended at the end of Midgar, which we're saying is what, probably like 20% of the way through the story in the original. So your first part isn't 33%, it's 20%. And I think that might be me being generous. Like, that's just like main story stuff, excluding most of the side content. We haven't even seen most of the content that this, like, trilogy has to offer. And, this is mostly aimed at the people who are watching this, hi, by the way, who haven't played the original game. There's so much more we haven't delved into yet. So yeah, let's continue. This is Gongaga, though. This is the destroyed reactor. Looks good.
close your eyes and listen.
Where is this? Where is this? I'm not sure, actually. I'm trying to rack my brain around this. Oh, this is Junon. Yeah. Yeah, this is Junon. This is... this is Junon, but it's below the actual, the top part of the city with the Mako cannon. This is like the lower area. It must be, but it's not out in the open. It looks like it's like inside like a cave system, like a little cavern. That's really cool. I like that a lot.
Tell me you can't hear.
Cosmo Canyon. This is during the day too. There's no... maybe there's day-night cycles? Or... maybe the time of day is going to change based on the context. But this isn't set like during a sunset or anything like that. This is just during the day. But boy oh boy does it look good.
Hear that? Her rallying cry.
So, what's with all, I mean, there's a whole bunch of ships, old school ships that have been destroyed here, like sail ships. Not anything new or modern. That's interesting. Not really sure what area of the game this is, but there's a bunch of new combos.
Planet runs out of energy. It and everything on it dies.
We can overcome our fate.
Am I the same as these monsters? Am I even human?
Nibelheim's looking
Okay,
good.
We're looking for Sephiroth. Think you can find him?
Oh,
My guy. My little Scottish cat. Look at him, dude. Let's just look at what he pulls out of the bag gameplay-wise.
you see.
Look at this. What moves does he have?
Oh, Sephiroth, you see.
Is unique is Kitty Wallop. And he is actually holding his megaphones this time. What enemy is he fighting? It's like a bug. Let's ride, lucky roll, dodge and dive. We'll see what moves they have, but like, look at the environments and stuff. Like, they actually have things in the distance. This is like around Nibelheim. You can tell by the, like the, you know, the rock formations and the like over here. Very pointy, very sharp. Looks a lot like Mount Nibel, or close to it. So, yeah, that's looking cool.
So you heeded the call too, did you?
What are you talking about?
The buggy. This is gonna be around Gold Saucer or in the desert beneath it. Look at the buggy, my guy.
As you
Look
can
at it,
see.
dude. This surprises me. Like, this is a direct callback to the original. The black chocobos like scaling up sheer cliffs and that because of the chocobo breeding, and that confirms chocobo breeding. Presumably. I mean, unless it doesn't, and you can just find these wandering the world or something, and you don't need to breed them, but like, this seems to confirm the breeding system. So we should be able to get a gold chocobo that can do everything, pretty much. So how... I assume they're not going to run on top of the water. I presume they're going to swim, maybe. But if they're allowing you to actually climb certain surfaces, there are some like chevrons on the wall though, so that might lock off certain surfaces, really. Like, you can only climb a wall if it has a chevron on it, as opposed to being able to just scale everything like a Skyrim horse. But this opens up a lot of the game. This is actually interesting, and I suppose this it might not mean as much as I think it does, but you could only really engage in chocobo breeding once you got past this, like, the return trip to Junon, after the North Cave, after the Northern Crater, the first time you go over there. If you know what I mean in the story, you know what I mean, but it's significantly further into the game, post-Highwind. Once you get the Highwind, Chocobo breeding is opened up. So is this proving that we're going to be at that part of the story? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm not going to explain it here. I'll explain it in my critique, because I talk about it there. But I do have my theory on where Rebirth will end and where the third part will begin. And I think the third part is going to potentially start around that second trip to Junon, around the time you get the Highwind. I think that's probably going to be the opening set piece for that game. And I'll explain my reasons why in that video. But I didn't expect this. I didn't expect them to have the different coloured chocobos and the fact that they have their unique properties. So that's very interesting.
Your brother's down there.
And the blue chocobo, which is, like, gliding around. This is nuts. Like, and it looks a lot more spacious than I figured they were gonna give us in terms of an area. So I'm liking this a lot. Dude, look at this. I'm wondering, because of the outfit, and it says distance traveled at the bottom right, so I'm not sure if this is like some weird Segway racing game, but Cloud is racing against a child. What the fuck? But look at that, he's got a different outfit on. He actually has a different fit. He has like something more appropriate for beachwear, and it's Costa del Sol, obviously. It looks so pretty, and it's really cool that you get to have different costumes. But what I'm saying is I hope it's not just a costume for this little minigame. I hope it's just like, you know, clothing that's contextual for the area. I'm fine with them not allowing you to wear like multiple like just any costume whenever you want, because I can understand like wearing this during a serious part of the story would be a bit jarring. So I can understand it if it's like just for Costa del Sol and you have that soldier outfit in Junon. I could understand like very specific contextual times for wearing these outfits and stuff. But fuck, like just that alone surprised me.
Together.
It looks so silly too.
Our best chance of finding Sephiroth.
So the clones.
Yeah.
So who's this geezer? Is this in Nibelheim? He's presumably a Shinra worker, right? A Shinra scientist.
Because I suspect there's soldiers suffering from cellular degradation.
Yeah. This isn't... No. No. I'm wondering if they're trying to pull a fast one and say that this is somehow gassed. Because we're led to believe he was killed. I mean, I don't know, man. He has the glasses. He doesn't have the mustache, but you can shave that off. It feels like... This doesn't just feel like some random Shinra, like, scientist. Like, this feels a bit too prominent. Like, showing us this guy. I don't know if anyone else feels the same on that. Like, who is this dude?
Degradation.
Do not be deceived.
He's not... It won't be the dude... It won't be one of the doctors in Medial, because you... I mean, it could be. Because you do talk to them a little bit, but that's only... That's only after all of the other, like, major story beats that came before it. You can't go to Medial that early into the story. You can't go to Medial when a certain character who is in that frame is around. Wink, wink. So, I don't know, unless that proves a certain fan theory.
You know the truth. Trust in me.
Sephiroth!
So that must be in Nibelheim then. That's probably below Shinra Manor. Midgar Zolom. Look at this thing. In like the fucking dirty ass swamp area. Can't wait to fight this. This is the weird creature you fight at Junon. at the Junon Harbor. Bottom Swell? I think it's called Bottom Swell. Yeah, that's this creature here. And the whole party is here, but I presume they're gonna split up and you're gonna only have 3 people.
Come on!
Some more combo attacks.
On me.
Cool. Dude, this shit. Now, it won't surprise me if Sephiroth is unplayable, and I doubt we're gonna have any context clues here in order to see if that's true. But look at this shot. Look at this. This is pure fan service. Look at this. Oh, that looks badass. Fucking Alexander. Of course we're gonna get more summons. This isn't obvious, and this looks like it's in the VR room. So it's probably gonna be the same as part 1, where in order to get new summons, you have to fight them in the VR room, which I'm okay with. I do kind of miss the feeling of just doing a bunch of stuff in the world and potentially finding a summon materia in a secret spot or in a chest or something, or like tucked away behind a tree in the sleeping forest in order to get Kujata. I kind of miss stuff like that. By the way, Kujata is here next. We'll look at him. But presumably we have all the old summons. It would be weird if we don't. I'm going to be very critical of this, by the way, in Rebirth. If we don't carry over things like... I can understand them not giving us like all the material we had before, but like all of the weapons, the weapon abilities, and the summons, these have to be maintained through games. Because what's the point introducing them just to get rid of the... Like, imagine if you can't use Ifrit or Bahamut, like the just normal Bahamut in this game. Like, that would be weird. No one would like that, let's be honest. So I want these to be an addition, not a replacement. But we'll see. But anyway, it's Alexander. Fucking looks super Chadish. Big ass laser. Kujata. And you can hear the main theme in the background too, in terms of the music. That's awesome. Kujata's running around doing his fire, ice, and lightning elemental shit. There you go. And fucking Odin. And you can see his face as well. He's not wearing a mask or anything. Like, I will say, like, it's gonna be difficult for this Odin to be FF16 Odin. I don't know, man. Like, I'm a straight FF16 stan at this point. That game raised the bar in a lot of areas, especially when it comes to, like, the icons/summons, because a lot of their designs were insanely good, and Odin was fire as fuck in FF16. So you've got... It's going to be hard to beat this. It's going to be hard to beat him, sorry. Their health values are rather low, the characters' health values. So that would... You'd think we're getting Odin early on. I don't think that's going to be the case. It's probably just a stock build for gameplay reasons. I wouldn't look too much into that. But Odin, man... So we got 3 new summons already. And he's doing Zantetsuken, obviously. What enemy is this? That's the Midgar Zolom. Yeah. So obviously it's a different build. You get Odin in Nibelheim normally. So I doubt you're gonna get him this early. Looks cool though. The gold saucer, and look at this fucking cartoonish shit. They've got the Chocobo Square and the Battle Square just as giant logos popping out over those specific sections. The Speed Square is down here as well, you can see it. And we're going to see the mini games. I mean, it looks good, by the way. It always looked weird to me in the original, but it might just have been the art style I went for. Here it looks a bit more... It carries that very same artistic element they were going for in the original, but it looks a bit more believable. Like, you can see the windows and everything. They look like normal standard structures. The rail system that this is on looks like structurally sound, like it's actually connected up to things and it's going somewhere. It looks good. I got no what to say about it.
Look!
Oh, look at the crew. Look at the crew. It makes me so happy, dude. Look, even Cloud's like somewhat positive about this. Normally you'd assume he's a miserable little shit. We know what he's like, but okay, this is all cool. And I guess Andrea is there as well. Oh no. Oh, I just caught on. So he's probably going to be doing a show on the... I forget what it's called. The one where you do the play during the Gold Saucer Day in the original. I hope he doesn't take over from that. I hope that's not what this is. I hope he doesn't... Like, I'm fine with him still being around, but I hope he doesn't, like, replace that. Because that thing in the original was cute. But I guess we'll see. Yuffie's wearing a different fit too. Like, she's all dripped out. Maybe this is on the first visit? I mean, it's interesting. It seems like these might just be different character costumes. I don't know if these are different fits. But I like it. That's... Sorry, I'm just looking for a good still frame. There is none, because the quality and bitrate of this is really bad. I can't forget... I don't remember his name. Fucking... Dio? It is Dio, right? The owner of the Gold Saucer. Yeah, he looks really good. Look at this. Look at Chuck. It's just... They're just going straight on Mario Kart with this. It's probably not going to have a whole lot of mechanical depth, really. I mean, you never know. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I love, like, the really cartoony visuals. Dude, I'm just gushing over this trailer. Like, it's so full of personality, and it shows that they really have... They get FF7. Like, this idea that it's just, like, some kind of soulless remake is bollocks. Like... Even if you, like, you know, take issue with the narrative decisions, which is an understandable complaint, you can't argue that the game as a whole isn't FF7 or doesn't fit that vibe or feel. And, you know, and I'm hoping that this doesn't come back to bite me in the arse. I hope I don't come out of Rebirth thinking, wow, they fucked the story up and, like, certain gameplay parts, and it's really shallow, to the point where I'm coming out of the game saying I actually didn't like that. I don't want to feel that way. And I doubt I will, but it's always a possibility. But this looks fun. You've got, like, the speed bursts at the bottom, like you can do in the original. Curious what these dash things are. I think the speed is going to be similar to the coins in Mario Kart, where the more coins you pick up, like, the closer it is to 10 coins, like, your max speed increases. This looks very artistically sound, very cutesy. I love it. This looks cool as fuck. And it's not just this. We have this little fighting minigame, which was also in the original. I think all of the minigames shown here were in the original. The Saucer Brawler. They have ATB and a limit, which I presume is going to build up over the fight. This is... and it's using, like, it's not actually Cloud getting into a fight. Again, he's controlling, like, a minigame. So he's playing, like, the little blocky original polygons, which is what they had in, for the Fort Condor minigame in Intergrade. And this as well. First off, it allows them to straight up rip the content from Remake. In terms of that bike minigame. They added some new things. They improved the UI. They added a boost, which is interesting. That's new. A speedometer on the right. Controls presumably are the same, and obviously you're focusing on the top score. Because this minigame was in the original. In the original, obviously, you had the same, like, bike segment when you were escaping from Midgar, which was the only time you did it in the original game. In the remake, you do it in Chapter 4 and 18. 18 is the remake variant of the original. And it is that original bike segment that you can redo as a minigame in the Gold Saucer. So even the original game was, you know, rehashing its content from earlier in the game. Just for a fun minigame. And, you know, for what it's worth, it was alright. It was actually not that bad mechanically. Simplistic, but it works. Same thing here, and there's a bunch of, like, tokens and collectibles on the road that you can mess with. So that looks fun.
Excuse me. Could you look after my friend?
Man, like, Zach just comes in and just fucking drops Cloud onto Kyrie. It's like, come on, my guy. Just straight up. Yeah, already went over this. So, like I said, I would really love if they kept Zach's storyline a lot more grounded. I don't want this weird shit where people are saying, I can't wait to see Zach jump through a portal into Cloud's timeline, and the main party's timeline, and fight with him against Sephiroth. No, restrain yourself, guys. Show some restraint. Stop with this fucking key-jangling fanfiction bullshit. It's this multiversal rechanging of fate, rewriting of fate, should I say, is already, like, pushing it narratively. Like I said, I'm a bit more open to it. Like, I want to see where it goes. I'm critical of it, but, you know, like, I don't just, like, I'm not just going to be sat here saying I don't care about future installments straight up just because they made some iffy decisions. I want to see what they do with it first. But I have to preface, keep it grounded. Just keep it grounded. Stuff like this, I'm all for. And I do want to see this Zack timeline stuff. I'm for it. I am in no way a Zack fan, but I'm more than open to getting some Zack gameplay segments. I'm more than open to it, but you've got to execute it well. And I trust that they'll do it. So that's all I've got to say on that. Yeah. This trailer is so full of content. It's 3 minutes, and it's so full of it. There's so much shit in here.
Just for a bit.
Yeah, like, this looks really good. Packed out with people. Obviously, they're going to be celebrating Rufus. Dude's in a nice-ass looking sports car as well. This looks so good. Who's this? A guy with a beard. I don't know if they're not... Oh. I was going to say they're not baiting him to be a clone, because I think he has a slightly different outfit. Who is it? Who is this guy? I'm trying to ponder on who this could be. You see, I see someone with brown hair, having a hood over them. A beard stands out, but I look at this and think, is this Genesis? Is this Genesis, guys? Are they doing it? That would be hilarious. I can't... They're doing a good job at withholding it, but I'm thinking, who else could it be? It's not Reeve. Reeve's got black hair, and he wouldn't be acting suspicious like this. It's none of the other party members. It's obviously not Ketshare. It's obviously not Vincent. It's obviously not Sid. I'm not sure, but this looks great visually. I'm very interested to see what this is.
A weapon?
This is what I wanted to say. So this is... We have Tifa swimming in, like, live stream water or something. So I wasn't sure what this is supposed to be, but... She references weapon, and at this point I was thinking, are they gonna do the whole, like, you fight the emerald weapon underwater thing? But that feels like something reserved for the third part. Like, having a super boss, like the weapons... That's not going to be something for this game. That's going to be a third part thing. But then I'm thinking, it's like, if she's seen the weapons, is this like in Cosmo Canyon and Bugenhagen is showing them this? Or is this like some kind of thing with the weapons much later on? I don't know.
Larry creatures, said only to appear when the planet is in grave danger.
Interesting.
Who dares disturb
my motherfucking guy. He pops out just like he does in the original too. Man does a fucking backflip.
my slumber?
Look at him! Look at him! And all the party members are here in the right order too. Obviously you have the main crew. Cloud, Aerith, Red, Tifa, Barrett. Yuffie, who would be joining earlier. Ket Shay, of course. The only member aside from Vincent who wouldn't be here is Sid, who you don't meet yet. You meet pretty much after you leave Nibelheim, which is where you find Vincent, in Rocket Town. So Sid is seen, or will be met and be part of the party not much later on. But Vincent, my guy, I want to hear his voice because I want to try and like mentally match it with the voice who I assumed it was Vincent in the last trailer.
Planet is in grave danger. Who dares disturb my slumber? It's
no, that's definitely a different voice. That's way more edgy. That's definitely not the voice from the last trailer. The voice I was thinking of in the last trailer that I assumed was Vincent is probably Rufus then, potentially.
It's upon us. The reunion.
So this is CG from the last game.
When worlds merge.
But this is new, so this is probably going to be an opening cutscene. Oh god, this bit rate's horrible. I'm so sorry. Yeah, like parts of this look new.
I'm waiting, Cloud.
Absolutely mental trailer. So much positive stuff in there. That makes me excited. And it's February 29th, which I feel like that's a good date. It was April 2020 when, I think it was April 10th, 2020 when Remake came out. So about just under 4 years for potentially a much bigger game. I'm so excited. Like, this game is incredible. Looks incredible, should I say. I don't know if it will be incredible yet. But yeah, with this and the RE4 Remake getting a DLC in about a week's time, and Spider-Man 2, which I've watched the trailers and the most recent gameplay thing they put out for Spider-Man 2, by the way, that game looks fire. I'm so excited for that, man. I'm so excited. And that comes out in like a month. Like, what a fucking year for games this is, and next year starts off with a banger as well. Like, holy shit. We are eating good, guys. We're eating good. I'm gonna leave this off here. This FF7 Rebirth brain rot is gonna be infesting my mind. I'm just gonna be thinking on stuff like this and theory crafting. Sadly, none of this will be going into the critique from this point on. None of the information presented here. Like, for instance, there is just because I'm at the point now where I've cut off the critique from any additional, like, new information. It's like any information that's in the critique now in my commentary, which I've fully recorded, and it's ridiculous. My audio commentary is like 13 hours of audio. It's a shit ton. Very big video. It's going to be very big. But, like, I've sort of cut that off now, so I'm not going to go back into that video, because I have some, like, theories and things that I want to see in Rebirth, and one of them was, you know, more costumes for the characters. Technically, we see that here, with when he's on the Segway in Costa del Sol, so I'm wondering, like, I'm not going to go back into that critique and say, well, it turns out that this has been confirmed. I'm not going to do that, but, you know, this has kind of answered a few questions. Not all. But man, what a jam-packed trailer. If you're an FF7 fan, I mean, everything you should see in here should make you cream. It's certainly making me cream, alright? Pause. So, yeah, anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I suppose either the next thing you're probably going to see from me is maybe the Spider-Man, the next part of Spider-Man that I've just edited and rendered should be going up next few days. And RE4 Remake, Separate Ways DLC in a week's time. So, yeah. My Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales playthrough, I'm going to do that, get that out before Spider-Man 2. I've played both of them. The footage is all done. Separate Ways DLC, we'll get through that. We'll hopefully have fun with that. And we'll play through some Mercenaries a bit. I'll share my first experience with the new characters on that. Then Spider-Man 2 in October. Then hopefully, in the last 2 months, I get my critique out. Then I've probably got a whole bunch of other stuff I need to work on. And then it's basically just FF7 Rebirth waiting room. My schedule is jam-packed right now. It's overstuffed, so I need to shut up, get this edited, get it out, and do all my other stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. Peace.